So the gaming industry has grown up a lot over the last, couple of decades. It's now bigger than the movie industry. So the very biggest games generate billions and billions of revenue. We at nDREAMS are focused on virtual reality. So VR, virtual reality, is starting to become really hot at the moment. It's taken a few years to build up. The headsets, the hardware are getting better all the time. And we're at the forefront of that. We believe we're one of the top 3 developers making games for VR anywhere in the world. So we've spent a lot of time over the last few years understanding how to make great VR games, which are actually quite different to the kind of games you might see on your PlayStation, your PC, or even your mobile phone. So we've become real specialists in that area, and it's an area that's growing very, very quickly. There's a company called Oculus who are making big waves in that space. They were bought by Facebook. Sony have had big success with their PlayStation VR headsets, and we're seeing new entrants coming in all the time and new headsets coming as the market grows and grows.
I think we're looking at nDREAMS and the company and the culture. It's a very caring, passionate company. So it's appealing to anyone to want to join that. You feel you're very much part of that team. You're not just doing a job. nDREAMS, being a gaming studio, is very much a hub of passionate, collaborative people who do gaming because they love it.
It's by far the best game, the biggest budget game we've ever launched at nDREAMS, and it's the highest quality game. We've worked an awful lot, we've put all of our passion and effort and dedication into the game, and we're really, really proud of it. And the great news is that the press reviews have been fantastic. We've had multiple 9 out of 10s, lots of 8 to 9 sort of review scores. We've had brilliant user reviews. We're currently on, I think, 93%, 94% on Oculus and Google, and there's been an awful lot of love for the game, right across the board. And sales are great as well, which is incredibly reassuring. So we've been really, really delighted with the response to the game, and I think it just shows if you can come up with something very innovative, but also commercial, and we try to balance those two at nDREAMS. Quite often it's possible to be very artistic and create an arty game that's great but is never going to sell, or vice versa, a commercial game that doesn't push the boundaries, that isn't interesting and dynamic and different. And I think we're very, very good at melding those two into one, and Phantom, I hope, demonstrates that.
Priorities over the next 12 months from my perspective is obviously to work on the games that are in development, and we have some other launches coming out soon as that we can't talk about at this point, but there are some other launches there that we have to deliver to the same standard as we've done Phantom, and I'm absolutely sure that will happen.
Post Phantom, we have actually a number of projects that haven't been announced going on behind closed doors. So there's some very exciting secret stuff that we're working on, but also we're finding that we're getting approached more and more by big companies because our reputation is growing in VR, and we think Phantom will only increase that actually. So it's a case of picking the right projects for us and scaling our team as quickly as we can actually, whilst keeping the quality level there. We don't want to turn down too many opportunities. There's a great chance for us to expand and grow massively. We've seen our revenue double over the last financial year to this financial year, and we're hoping that will happen again this year, and expecting it hopefully more than that actually. So it's all about growth for us. It's all about the people. It's about how we scale whilst we maintain the culture that we've got, which is really strong, and that's important for us to make sure that we don't lose that as we grow. What we like about Mercia was many things. One was the people there, and I think this is a really key piece of advice for for potential companies looking for investors. It's all about the people. It's about who's on your board. It's about how you get on with them. It's about that sort of synergy and alignment. With Mercia, the person who came on our board, and subsequently we've got a new person who's if anything even better, super aligned with us and super aligned with where we're going and what we want to do, and the journey that we're on with VR, which is a new industry that's growing, and it's very hard to know exactly where it's going to be in 12, 24 months. So we love the fact that that Mercia are an evergreen fund, an evergreen investor. So there's not a fixed 3 years they have to be out, because you're a new industry and you don't quite know how quickly it's going to grow. That would be a really difficult investment to make. So they've been very wise, they've been very supportive, and I think for me as well, it was great having almost a one-stop shop, from a EIS investment early on to see how we were going, to a Series A later on, which meant I didn't have to go out on roadshows in San Francisco and around the UK. I could focus on growing the business and focusing on what we were doing, rather than worrying about spending all my time raising money. And that has worked out very, very well for us, and been very, very reassuring, I think.